Nels kazanır. Ne diyorsun şizofreni?
Kanka elemanları tanımıyorum ki yani.
UCQ şey değil mi lan? Mousepad değil mi?
Flash coming through to try to see if they're all the way to market just yet, but you can see the pace is stopped here for Furia. They're looking for a response after this initial pressure.
Yeah, and you can see Mazen now is using that Astra to use the global abilities, help his team take mid, but now he's faded into A main, and you can see the Killjoy Khalil has pulled off of B main. This is now a cat split, Dan. They're going up.
Oh no, Soms will actually take one down through the Astra smoke, through the nebula. That's unfortunate there.
Hiso sence en iyi Valorant oyuncusu kim? Benden sonra.
QCK able to pick off one. Spike looking to get planted on the side.
No.
Is coming through here. There's a quick flash. And Sentinels will be slowed slightly by that nano swarm. Perfect timing on that one as they look to go for a quad peek all the way up from rafters here. And Tens, of course, kicking things off quite nicely. Finding a quick headshot the return though from Fury as they look to hold this one, but two players stuck, isolated underneath rafters in hell. Shazam will make quick work of NCR, and it's looking like it's getting a little bit tight here for Sentinels as they're moving in. Still some time left. There's the pressure on that spike. Mazin will take down Shazam, and it's leaving it all to sick here. Two places to look. Not sure exactly where the other player is. Doesn't know that he's in hell, and that's it. Khalil will finish it off. Very well done from Furia, holding their nerve throughout the rounds.
Excellent round there from Fury. The spacing on the site hold, the Sage putting the wall up.
Selamünaleyküm rahmetullahi berekatuhu.
Dan peeked over the net,
Aleykümselam
into heaven. That was the initial trade that got Fury into the site. They stopped the 4-out heaven push. I think it was a little bit of a mistake though from Sentinels not breaking the door prior to going in. It was such a telegraphed one-way retake from them.
Yeah, and this is fantastic because we get to see, you know, Furia off to a good start on their attack. We'll see how their default, how they want to play optimally. But I say that, I don't get ahead of myself here. Of course, we've got the force coming through from Sentinels.
Yeah, look how far Fury is off the choke stand. It's like they know that Sentinels isn't afraid to invest into these rounds.
Sami reklam yaptı.
This round it looks like
yapsın
only
abicim.
Tens has really bought on Marshall. Everyone else just keeping the classic.
Seninkinde yok.
Instagram Senti.
And now we have the drone clearing out B main. And if you pay attention, your Fury is left too near A, right? Just in case
Instagram
they
şizofren.
go to the A site if there is a B on this eco. Now,
Şizofren.
unfortunately for them, it's not a B.
They
haven't sold this phase.
Ferit seninkinde yaptım. Gelmiş mi abi takipçi şu an?
Players are going to have to do a little bit of
Gelmiş Sami. Akmış ya. 1 milyon olmuş.
This pacing is an interesting one because
Abi.
you got to be careful not to shoot yourself in the foot by just running out of
Vallahi
time
yaptım
when
ama.
you're
Yemin
playing
ederim
against
yaptım.
Eco here, and I do
Benim
fear
Instagram
for
takipçim düşüyor ya.
in this position.
Alo.
But it looks like they are repositioned. They're repositioning this B site, so they're blind.
Bir ara 960k oldu. Sonra düştü 952 şu an.
O neden abi biliyor musun? Benim de düştü. Hatırlıyor musun?
Ghost
Bize bot
hesaplar büyük
atmışlardı.
ihtimal. Aynen. Onlar
Information,
silindi
the
büyük
site's
ihtimal.
empty. This is going to be a free take, Dan. And I'm curious, is Sentinels going to go for the frags into the site, or are they going to try to box them in, get some exits, and do some economic damage?
Yeah, I feel, especially as they are Sentinels, that they would want to try to take some fights here, and they're actually all gathering towards spawn. So it's feeling more committed as opposed to boxing them in here. All 5 players coming through spawn in towards that B site. How many will they be able to find here? Of course, there is another nebula there that is blocking vision. Suzanne will get a freebie through the smoke. As Dapper falls.
Ay.
So it's looking quite laboured and not really seeing all that much promise here so far for Sentinels in this one. There we go, Sick finally able to get a little bit of damage, but just one frag so far. And in fact, Fury are happy to go for the challenges.
Eşi var ha. Tehlikeli.
This is really what they were looking for here, Sentinels. As Tens gets another opportunity, but of course the shutdown is through, and that's the 2-0 opening here for Furia as we move into their...
Jade 11. ayın kutlu olsun. Çok teşekkürler canım.
It's the little things, right? The Jet Bladestorm adding an extra orb in
Kimi
this
tutuyoruz?
match relative to previous tournaments that we've seen Tens play. If he got one Marshall kill right there, Dan, all he would need in this round is one frag.
Sentinels'ı mı tutuyoruz?
Ikemin Sentinels abi ama.
That's not the case right now. So he's far off of Bladestorm, and if you look here, he doesn't have a great buy. Going into the first gun, I think that's a Guardian in his hands with a bunch of Phantoms out, so no Operator in play yet.
Peki Tens Ferit artı 20 mi? Bu maç.
Tabii zaten.
Mid presence here for Furia. They do like to put pressure on this mid position and
Hareket
to
kestin mi?
deny the attackers from, or rather, sorry, the other way around. Furia likes to deny the defenders mid control. And you see in this round in particular, Marzin's just going to walk up with the Sheriff by himself.
Yeah, and yet again, Dan, look, if the Sentinels gave up A main control, they're playing in the blind here. They're stacking 3 to the A side because they have no info. So if you look over at this B site, Shaz is here all alone. He does have the cheese Odin spam ready to go, though. Dan, this could get ugly.
Oh, I'm so afraid.
Oh, God.
I'm so afraid for Furia. And there it comes, but looks like he'll pull off of it. They are too deep, so nothing from the Odin. So the first hurdle has been passed there for Furia, but still looking to make their way forward. They've managed to get a forward position on Xan with that jet dashing in, and now the rest of them starting to file into the site.
Eyvah eyvah. Eyvah eyvah.
Sheriffs no less.
Allah.
And that's a
Eyvah eyvah.
huge
Eko'yu
opening
veriyorlar.
into the site.
Spike planted.
Sentinel's in a very
4v2.
difficult retake here, Dan. 2-on-4, but
Niye acele etti Astra o kadar?
Brings it down to a 2-on-3. Both players from Sentinels far off their ults. Turret spot sick on the way in, and this will probably allow them to reset. They might have to save, Dan.
Yeah, not looking good here, but you can see Dapper's looking for some amount of damage, and he's going to bait somebody out, and there we go.
Vallahi aldılar.
Give him what he wants,
Vallahi
and
aldılar.
a beautiful cleanup coming through from Furia. 3 players surviving. Khalil's even picked up the Odin. Sean.
Sentinels balonu patlıyor mu yoksa? Alo.
Sentinels is going to the Brazilian barbecue, Dan, and they are on the menu right now. This is not
Ben
looking
Furia'yı
good for the
tutuyorum.
boys.
Tamam, Sentinels kazanır seriyi.
Constantly preaching about this. Those
Furia.
are pivotal if you're a pro team. Losing
Furia.
them early on in the games can cause things to snowball.
Furia.
The alt economy will build for your enemies, and their economy is going to build with that. So you're really in the hole now if you're a Sentinels player.
Yeah, and you can see in this particular round, they'll be looking for some early openings around Catwalk. They've got a setup there. They're leaving Shazam alone towards that B site. Has some Cypher util from Dapper to help him, but otherwise it's a stack towards this B site, and they would be correct here because here comes the push from Furia into the A site.
Nice oğlum.
Wow, Xan absolutely
Buyurun
no
lan.
fear whatsoever.
Aldı killini
Able to
indi
convert,
aşağı bak.
Taking Raptors control just briefly.
Eyvah.
The spike still needs to go down
Nice
here.
oğlum.
This is
Tenz
looking a
öldü.
little
Sıkıntı yok.
scary
Sıkıntı
with
yok.
the
Tenz ölü.
Sentinels coming
Tabii.
through, but
Vandalımız var. Mazin.
Fury are
Kur
slowing
oğlum.
it down. They've got the weaponry advantage, the utility advantage. They're playing it as disciplined as they can.
Tamam, sıkıntı yok. Sıkıntı yok.
Ults too. They're going to build them, like I was saying. You know, that's going to make their following rounds so much more easy. Oh,
Harikasın be Furzen.
Blindly through the smoke as the door breaks.
Ferit
Takes
bir
out
ince
a
geridesin abi.
Tabii hemen.
Yaklaşır mısın?
Sentinels fan.
Those are, I mean, of course, the frag doesn't really mean much in the scheme of things for the round as we see it cleared up.
Tertemiz,
Those
tertemiz.
are nice ones to get because you feel awesome when you get those, and as you're talking about building up the confidence for the duelist is always important.
So the question here now,
25,
how does Sentinels
24,
answer back? Do they
23.
get the operator on
21,
değil mi?
20,
How do they get
19.
him more involved in the game? And yeah, I think I just saw right there. He has the operator in hand. They're still going to keep Shaz in this B site most likely, and we're still probably going to see Zoms over here at A main. But I would really like to see Sentinels fight for A main for once.
Yeah, and one thing we have to be cautious about, well, Sentinels should be, is these fast plays from Furia, fast AB splits. We'll get the drone likely going up mid as well. They like to make sure that they can clear that position, keep the pressure on the defense by taking mid away. So the drone goes up early on here for Furia.
Eyvah, eyvah. Eyvah, Tenz aranıyor. Tenz aranıyor.
But here goes Tenz. He's looking for information. I think he's heard a step. Oh,
Çok güzel lan. Ah, yakalayamadılar.
Cosmic Divide comes through. A delayed
Whoa,
exec.
whoa!
Oh, what a shot there from Xan, and it is beautiful early on here from Furia.
Oğlum eleman ne yaptı amına koyayım? Aklını aldı Tenz'in ha. Oy neler yapıyor oğlum çocuk.
Oh man, this is insane. What a round from
Neler
Fury.
bu?
Arkadaşlar bu takım kim?
Demolished Sentinels with just pure class and skill.
Prime Gaming flawless nonetheless. And
Korkusuzlar.
not a single Brazilian player falls in that
Sikişe
round.
gelmişler.
Argentinian as well. They look incredible. Tenz had a sitter though, right there. That's one we expect Tenz to hit. Maybe the nerves coming to him, opening match, a little rusty.
Bir önceki maçın aynısı olacak bence.
Jet'ler- Jet'i çok iyi oynuyor ya.
Heavily relies on one player to perform, and we've just come to expect it now at this point.
Yeah, and it's really smart too because Furia were representing a slow default, and they were ready to just pounce on an info gathering play like we just saw. They got lucky that time Furia, their Tenz was there in that particular instance, but back to the anti-eco. We've got Sheriffs on board here for Sentinels on the defense. The pressure comes through towards A main already.
Bak neler yapıyor çocuk bak.
Beautiful move, and he's making this look incredible so far.
Oğlum
on
çok
this
iyi
jet.
movement'ları.
And I am just afraid for Sentinels watching him, his POV at the moment. And after that initial pressure, we'll have Dapper clearing the B side of the
Oğlum
map.
bunu
So,
alakla.
I mean,
Aslan.
Sentinels, they have the information, but what do they do with it? Tens is on that Blade Storm, and you just have to, you get a sense of how key he is in a round like this.
Yeah, and again, Fury is making the perfect rotation. You mentioned they're falling back to B. Dapper has pushed through mid, and Shaz has actually reclaimed the B site. So this is the
Lan
rotation
kutuyu da yeni
Sentinels
aldık.
needed, but it's still, it's pretty much all on Shazam.
Dapper would have heard the footsteps, I believe, in spawn as they were running.
Oh, the rotation's coming in. Dan, look, Tens is entering this B site right now.
It is really on Tens here with the Blaze Storm, and there we
Bizde
go. Great shots coming through from Tens.
faturası var mı ya?
Slow things down. They can't refract
Onu
this.
bir yak.
They have 30 seconds to try to recover, and they can't go to
Kişiyle
the got to
gitsek.
quickly abort, but straight into Dapper. They've been fed into the machine, and here he goes. There's one for Dapper, looking for the next one with the Sheriff. It's patient, but it's Tens from mid with the Blaze Storm to capitalize, and that is how you answer back.
Sıkıntı
Great
var
stuff
mı?
from Sentinels, and
Şimdi
I
Sentinels.
love Dapper's position in mid.
Yeah, veteran play there coming out of Dapper. On the Sentinel roll, nonetheless, on Sentinels. He pushes through mid, and you mentioned it, I think he heard
Sıkıntı yok, sıkıntı
the
yok.
attackers running
Olur, bir tane round
all
vermek
the
lazım.
way to B.
Neden?
So the lockdown isn't
Çünkü şimdi
just
ekonomi de toparlansın. Hem adamlar lose streak bonusunu çok almasınlar. Şimdi kazanıyor. 2 el üst üste kazanıyor. Ekolar, tekrar ekolar sonra. Hallediyor şimdi Furia.
Absolutely. Sets Tens up on the position, and we'll see more aggression in mid early here for Sentinels.
Vurun
They
bunu.
contest this because I think they know that ultimately they'll rotate out of this position most likely.
Benzde AWP yok.
You're right, Sean. Just as I say that.
Ama atladı.
As the drone was
Nice oğlum, Tens ölü.
furious to pick up the opening kill there.
Çok güzel,
Tens
çok
goes
güzel
down. It's a
agro.
huge pick off.
Oy!
Second. I don't think Sick knew anything about that angle
O
there.
neymiş
It's
lan harbiden?
early 5 versus 3 in favor of Furia.
Yeah, and the Seekers are out of the play too. Not much to work with on Cloud9 right here. Shaz, no utility remaining. The Recon's still charging. One frag though, and the Hunter's Fury can come on. That could change the round. And Fury's just waiting for a mistake to be made right now. They're just chilling in mid, and this is eventually going to be a
Hop
mid-B
midden
split.
be.
Yeah, and there's a little bit of information
Tek
there.
başına.
That's
Dapper.
turret damage coming through, and
Max biri
glass
vurur.
onto the B site now for Furia. Dapper in the back of the site. He's good, but can he be this good? Got players from both angles.
Güzel
Nice
vuruş.
initial kill onto Wtcn. Can he
Aa!
find any more? Dapper doing huge damage. It's
Çok
only
iyi,
the
2
two
kill
though.
çıkardı.
Maybe that's enough.
3 ve 2 hadi
Spike will
bakalım.
go down the rotation already through spawn here from Shazam. It's
Erol yok.
certainly a
Shazam'ın ne
chance for
zaman
them.
geliyor acaba Erol'u?
30 saniye.
30.
Çok var.
We don't have a recon just yet though from Shazam. Doesn't look like they want to wait for it. They're going straight for the peaks. Shazam, very threatening there. NZR in the boathouse trying to keep himself alive. Shazam making it happen. Whilst he
Aha,
goes down, Zos
2v1.
takes down one more. It's up to NZR.
Biliyorlar.
1 versus 2. They're looking for him. They know he's at backside. Oh my goodness.
hata.
Sentinels. I have no idea how they handled that so well.
Yani
It all started
4v1
with
site'e
Dapper
giriyorlardı.
nesting in
Şurada
the
sanki
back of
çok
site like that,
beklediler
using
ya.
his cages to perfection,
Ya bir kafes
using
taştı,
Zom's
tribe
nebulas
girdiler
as
amına koyayım.
well to hold the stairs. Honestly,
Bu
those
biraz
three
amatörlüğüne geldi.
players
Olur,
from
olur,
Sentinels
olur.
might have
Sıkıntı
kept
yok.
them in this game, Dan, because things would have spiraled
Tens
out
operatörü
of that
çekecek
round.
mi? Yetiyor mu parası?
Yes,
Yetiyordur
yeah,
her
that was
türlü ya.
beautiful.
Yetiyordur.
It really was.
Almış
And
bile.
that's the kind of stuff that Sentinels brings to the table. You know, you put
Yes.
someone with their back against the wall, they're always going to do a little bit more damage than maybe you expect, and that's one of the things you have to worry about. But it's a buy for both teams here, Sean.
And it looks like Sentinels is done trying the super aggressive mid stuff. This is just a base setup. Tens will fight mid, but I mean, you can see they're just 1-1-1-1 split all across the map right now on Sentinels. So it's not going to be any kind of coordinated aggression here.
Oh, we have a cat push coming in just to get some information, a bit of pressure. But we've got 4 ultimates online here for Sentinels, so they can play retake so effectively. The Cosmic Divide, the Hunter's Fury, the Seekers, they have so much to work with in that sense. So I feel like it does allow them to play
The drone
passive.
missed Tens. The drone missed Tens, Dan. I couldn't agree more with what you said, but this drone, I think they believe Tens isn't in mid. They are wrong, as he has shown.
That's a problem in there.
Oo, 5v3 oldu bile.
Shuffle up because of the information that Tens got. And Shazam pretty
Yani
well
o
with the
drone'un
mid
harbiden midden info alması lazımdı ya. Midi
You can see NZR's
Görmedi.
pressure into the A
Tenzi.
side now, but it's certainly a desperate
Tenzi marklasa hiç bunlar
recovery
yaşanmayacaktı.
attempts now for Furia. Oh my god, they're going to drop down the Cosmic Divide. That's going to make life more difficult. They can't even get in here. And that's a spike that's just down in front of them. for Sentinels is just full control right now.
It's really just not fair.
Bombanın da üzerine gider. Tamam bu elde gitti 5-3.
Into a smoke, into a gravity well, you know, just one agent.
It's interesting though, Sean, because I feel like that's a lot of respect that Sentinels are giving Furia to use the Cosmic Divide, because they had quite a big ultimate lead, and they're like, we are just going to guarantee that we win this round no matter what.
They needed to guarantee not only that they won this round, though, Dan, they needed to do it cleanly, right? And right now, no one has died on their team. They're looking at a Prime Gaming flawless, but they need to build an economy if they want to come back in this game, and this is a start.
Yeah, certainly is, and that's the thing too. You know, Sentinels looking amazing right now, which is great to see for a Sentinels fan, especially after what was a very scary run of 5 rounds from Furia. But at the same time, Furia, they still have 5 rounds. If they only get one more round and a half, that's still like a good half for Furia. So
Rıdvan Özcan, Tingrain, VC Vrame 41 aydır. Bir kere maşallah. Fransa'dan selamlar. İstediğim bir şey olursa söyle getiririm. 2 hafta sonra geliyorum TR'ye. Abi çok teşekkür ederim. Fransa'dan.
Shaz on the rotate into mid, so they move tens around, and I think they have the right read. Cam in the window early from Dapper gives some info that this is more than just a B default.
Yeah, that spot there, I think that kind of blew up this opening for Furia. They're just holding position now. Ben de daha yeni
Amerika'dan geldiğim için.
We saw that before. They've done this before. They drone mid and then they delay exec into the B site.
But the counter drone from Shazam gives all the info, Dan. No one is in mid, and he knows that, look, he's rolling into the B site. They're going to have a 3-stack here before a frag even goes down.
Oh, the bait setup, though. Dapper's got to get something.
Çok iyi be. Çok iyi be.
Nothing. And the same story for Tens. And that's a free B site now.
İşte be ya. Sizin oyununuz bu abi. Hızlı be.
And Sentinels. They're in a lot of trouble here. I'm not sure
tabii buldular ya bug'ı. Ay eyvah. Eyvah.
Sick with the pickup onto Khalil, trying to set up in a forward position. We have a long rotation around from B main coming through from QCK, looking for the craziest of timings.
Geldi bile.
It really could be insane too, Dan, because he has the res, and if both of these Sentinel players end up in the site, that could come into play.
There we go. There it is, coming into play. Shazam will take down QCK. There's 2 players left here for Shazam to try to find
çok zor bro.
So this will be difficult here for Shazam. No utility.
Ne yaşadı o ya?
The peak coming through from NZR. They'll finish off the round. Sentinels made it look scary at the end, but wow, that's a crazy one for Sentinels to lose out on.
Yeah, that looked rough, right? Because they had all of the information. All of the cards were visible to them there, right? They had the right reads. But again, the star player on the team in tens has that first shot, and it's just not landing right now. Which is crazy, because I was looking at his ACS before that round. It was 233.
Yeah.
Xan's average ACS in the last 90 days on a jet only is 230. Like, this is a bad game for Tens. That's how much of a star player he typically is.
And you can see Tens this time.
Tens kaçacak, delik arıyor kendine.
We get great util coming through from Furia in that early setup to win that early control. They pick up the orb as well. So early victories here for them, and they've never mind.
Shazam.
The rotation through to B here for Furia as well. But that's the lockdown gone, and that's a huge problem.
Yeah. Shaz knows this player's here. He broke the cam, and now the recon has not pinged him. That means Shaz knows this guy's aggressive. Mazin's aggressive in B main. The res is
onu kaldırırsan yalnız
we're gonna have a 5v5
ölür.
then, and it's definitely ending in this B site. The wall's gonna go up. Is Shaz gonna be ready for this?
Yeah, that's a good question. Getting that lockdown back in play. There's the wall, the boost here for Xan looking for it. There's the res on Khalil, so that will.
Güzel, adamı da geri çıkardılar. Hem res'i aldılar.
Into the B side, they're going back into mid right now to catch the rotation from Catwalk, but there is no rotation just yet.
Sıkıntı B'de Tens var. B'de Tens var. Sağa bak, sağa bakın. BB'li olmayın, sağa bakın. Tabii. Bakarlar tabii. BB'li mi? Tens tehlike burada bro. Oh. Cypher ölmüş. Ya döndür B'ye tekrar. Baba döndür B'ye tekrar ya.
Süre yok, süre imkanı yok.
Tens kaldı sadece.
Açacak bıçakları.
Öldü. Süre yok ki. Yetişemeyecek.
No time exactly for them to plant this spike. Oh,
Wow. They just got bailed out big
Bak
time.
Cypher'ı vurdukları anda dönmeleri lazımdı abi.
Every
Midden.
time it seems like Sentinels is
Midden.
on the verge.
Short'talardı oğlum zaten, dönerlerdi gayet. Bak, A'da Tenz AWP'yi gördüler, infosunu aldılar. B rotate'i öldürdüler. Hani maksimum B'de bir kişi vardı, o da Sova'ydı zaten. O da CT'deydi.
I think Fury has done such a good job of switching up the sights. And I actually thought this was a great read, catching sick on catwalk there. It's just the trading wasn't there.
Yeah, I was gonna say easiest Red Bull clutches Shazam.
Tam baktım 17 saniye vardı. 17 saniyede var ya. Ben burada Inferno'ya giderim amına. O söyle kıta amına.
We've got that once again into that mid presence. You have this from Sentinels, keeping the pressure on, forcing util to be used to push them off of these early positions.
You see, Sentinels doesn't really understand what's on.
Abi bak, oyunu yavaşlatırsanız kazanma şansınız yok arkadaşlar. Oyunu yavaşlatmayın. Oyunu hızlı oynayın. Adamların beklemediği şekilde oynayın. Unexpected.
Yeah, Khalil has that lockdown that they were going to use or were thinking to use for that previous round. So it seems like they want to get the lockdown play in again.
That was an interesting little... Shaz just used a shock dart, and like you said, this lockdown's here. It's not going to get broken.
Oh, I think Shaz has been tagging. Yep, he'll go down.
Kazama
That's
öldü.
a big Hunter's Fury coming through there from Fury. But Dapper in
That's
position.
one.
Can they take down Dapper? They can't get past the angle just yet. Xander.
Zende bak titrek bak.
He'll take out Dapper. That will unlock his other players to get into the site for the take and for that spike plant. But
30 seconds left.
Tenz is ever dangerous. He looks for a timing. There's a swing.
Sova çözer bu eli. Main'deki Sova çözer böyle.
Defensively.
Hadi Sova oyna artık Sova. Ne yaptın oğlum? Ne oku attın amına koyayım ya.
But still, good chance for Sentinels as they try to make their way forward.
El gidiyor el.
Able to take down one more. And a very desperate push from QCK, tries to find the timing. And that leaves it all down to NCR. They know that he's locked out by B main, and here comes the pressure. There goes the defuse. NCR gets one. Does Sick go for the stick? He tries to go for the spam. He has to run it down. I don't know if he has time. Sick.
Ne yapıyorsun? Ne yapıyorsun?
Sick with no steal is going to win that one, and Sentinels pick up the round.
Wow, just the jump, Dan. Just the jump to get on that ledge was enough time for Sick to finish the defuse. I thought when he switched to the Phantom, it was the perfect play. He would catch the defuse. Everything was going perfectly, right?
Sinirlendim, aldıkları el gitti ya. Bok gibi oynadı abi. Round'un başından itibaren bok gibi oynadı Nezlere. Sadece tek iyi oynadığı şey Shazam'ı ultiyle vurmasıydı ya. Main'den gidecek ok mok atıyor amına koyayım ya. Ne gerek var abi, zaten senin orada olduğunu bile şüpheleniyorlar sadece yani. Net bilmiyorlar, infoları yok. En kötü bir kill alırdı oradan ya çıksa.
And I think Furia have a sense that it's this early cat presence once again. They've seen it a couple times here from Sentinels.
Adam mı vurdu?
Evet, orada Zomsu vurdu bu arada.
Öyle mi? Ben onu kaçırdım. Özür dilerim Nazar. Ama gene kötü oynadı.
Yeah, Furia with a slower pace than perhaps you would expect against Sentinels.
Dan, I will say the Nightmare Fuel is
Baba 3 kişi short tutuyorlar. Buraya nasıl girecekler?
He's done it before. So they can single off tens and then just leave these two out of the picture and the A side is theirs. That could very well happen right now because we are grouping for a Furia cat hit.
Yeah, they're looking to set up an info trap here as well with this pause. I think Furia, they're looking to catch Sentinels playing over aggressively, but they're not doing it there.
Oh my
god, that's disgusting from Tenz.
Oku vuruyordu.
Find a headshot there. Picks Xand out of the sky, and now 4 versus 4. More frags from Tenz. It absolutely is the Tenz show right now.
Mumut hızlandı.
What does Furia do here? They managed to get the
Versene şu Tenz'i ya, izleyek.
However,
şu an Tenz'i izletmesi lazım. Tenz şımardı. O bıçağı geçip o hareketi kestin mi? Ne oldu oğlum round'u amına koyayım?
Ama o şımarıklıkta tadı tuzu be Ferit.
Olmaz. Olmaz abi.
so many
Onu yapmasa
man-up
net olur,
scenarios
anladın mı?
after that too, right, Dan? It feels like this is at least an 8-4
Bak
half
net kazandı.
period, but it ends
Masters
6-6.
kazandı.
Both these teams are tied, and honestly, I don't know what Sentinels has in store because, like I mentioned before the game, we haven't even seen Sick on this role on attack side of Ascent.
Yeah, we saw some great stuff from Furia and also from Sentinels.
Bence
It's
Fur
feeling
hala
like a
avantajlı bu arada.
very great
Defansa
matchup
geçtiler
so far, but now
6-6.
it's time to go for a quick break, so we'll hand it back over to the desk.
Thank you very much, gents. Equalizing there, Sentinels did to bring it to 6-6 on the first half, putting 6 of the last 7 rounds together in order to get us to that point. But Paperthin, I think that's where we got to start. The fact that they were even pushed the way they were, and in a lot of ways it happened the way you said it should. If Furia rather wants to take this, they've got to bring the fight. They got to bring it early on the attacking side.
Yeah, it looked really, really good for them early. It was kind of what I wanted to see.
Onun tam tarihi belli değil galiba ya. Ocak ya Şubat.
Aggression though. It's not like they're just kind of, you know, going at it from the word go. They're getting a little bit of information. They're hitting some good shots. They're following up off of each other. Some great combos with their utilities.
30 saniyelik efsaneyi hatırlar mıyız peki? Hemen.
It's the classic Sentinels download. You give Chavs a few rounds to kind of figure you out and start to
Dört bir yandan kuşatılmış şehir gibiyim. Hiç tadım yokken zehir gibiyim. Öyle doluyum ki nehir gibiyim. Çok zor.
Çok iyi. İyi söylemiş. İyi söylemiş.
As you're running around, you're like, oh, this ain't fake. That's so easy. No one's gonna tell. We're
Ne oldu?
running
Pilot
around. We
twist
should be
oldunuz.
in. And then all of a sudden, there's multiple defenders waiting there. Like, how could they have known? How could they have read this? None of us knew until you pointed out Paperthin before. He's like, hang on. I think one of them was pushed up deep. He heard the footsteps. Imagine that's how you lose one of those crucial rounds, and it's very expensive as well.
And while it was dapper with
Jules
the
sigara
positioning
isteğini
as the
kesiyor mu?
rounds
Bu
went
Jules
on,
değil,
he was
Aykos.
tend to was finding the shots. He's top frag
Ve ben
for the
sigara
team. We
içmiyorum.
called him out at the
Sadece
top
bunu
of
içiyorum.
the day. It's
Bunu da
gotta
yeni
be the
aldım.
superstar. If you're
Aykos'un
gonna take
bir
the world championship,
modeliymiş.
this is the guy who needs to
Bu Jules
perform
gibi
every step of the way.
Yeah, he was a little
likitli.
cold to start. You could tell he was having a little bit of trouble
Ama
dealing
ben
with these
likitli olanları
coordinated
pek sarmıyor
aggressive
beni ya.
pushes, especially on the B side. They move him
Ben
over to
böyle
A. They put him in some good
şu
positions
sigara var
where
ya,
he can
şu
start
filtre var ya,
getting
bunu
some
böyle
frags. He does a nice job in middle. He gets undetected there that
Bunu
one
böyle
time. Gets
yapacağım
the
ya.
free op shot
Olmuyor,
on the
sarmıyor.
Khalil. He's doing a lot of nice stuff, and once he gets that ops in his hands, he's so
Oh.
nasty to deal with.
Well,
His
go
map
ahead.
positioning, I just wanted to point out, we were talking about the turret play there from Fury, and we're like, well,
Ya
he
şurada aslanı
knows how
görmek
to
istiyoruz.
just
O
dip
hayırdır
dive and
diyecek,
dodge
girecek, ah lan.
around all of those little areas that he doesn't need to be in. He doesn't want to be caught out. So I think that's something to show that the map
Önceki
knowledge,
kameralı
even
yayın.
though Sentinels haven't played this in a while, is still coming out strong.
6-6,
EG
we
Mega
are
X
dead
15.
locked
renk
even.
olsun hocam.
Coming out of the first half, we dive into the second half, going back over to DDK and Sean Garris to see how it all plays out.
Thank you so much, Dash. Absolutely. What a match so far. Without tens, Sean,
Aykos
without
arasında
tens, I
kırk at
fear
bırakıyor diye
what would
Jules
have
geçmeyi
happened to
düşünüyorum.
Sentinels in that first half. But they
Abi Jules
rallied
çok
back
kullanmadım.
6-6 as we swap sides.
O yüzden bilemiyorum.
It's truly the crown jewel of NA after that half, right? But look at this.
Linki yok
Oh
abi.
my goodness, Dan. We have a mid collapse
Türkiye'de
from
satışı
Furia
yasak
and
zaten.
mid gathering at top mid from Sentinels. There's going to be a bloodbath.
And we get a trade on to Mr. 10 straight away, but here comes
O baba
Exxon.
agroya bak ya.
And he looks like he's hungry to push the issue all the way. The dash is able to help him survive, and backing away is difficult. Does have support here, but that cage from Dapper enabled him to isolate.
Güzel,
Sam
3'e
there.
3,
So that's
3'e
just
3.
Dapper with those cipher things, but still,
Sıkıntı yok.
3 versus 3 on the reset with over a minute to go. Sentinels have plenty of time to figure this one out.
Dan, is that an Astra with a Sheriff on a pistol round? Mazen
You're damn
is
straight.
such a Chad. I love that. I love that. Sentinels regrouping for the A hit here. And this is actually a great setup from Fury. They have the Sage in the site. QCK making first contact.
Heal at kendine hemen.
I mentioned Mazen
Ay
on cow
atamadı
watch.
çocuk.
He's going to be quick there to rotate.
Attı şimdi.
QCK.
Ah!
Oh, that's some good tagging. Marzen unable to find the finishing blows though, and QCK
Şey iki.
unfortunately for Fury goes down very quickly on the
Hadi
side.
lan.
Don't believe they broke the door actually.
Beraber,
this will be
beraber,
pretty
kontak,
easy
kontak
and
play.
telegraph. They're just going to swing to win here, Furia, and this is very, very tough. All these pieces
Nice
coming
oğlum.
through. There's just
1v1.
one left, though. But a
Yapma,
huge
yapma!
for Soms.
Ah!
Marzen-
Ah!
Oh my goodness! He somehow finds that one with the
Soms vuramadı.
headshot. Unbelievable. Soms had so many advantages, Sean.
Ulan orada da astral seyahate geçmezsin amına koyayım.
Frenzy too, Dan. All he needed to do was connect a bullet or two. But that Chad
Çok önemli rounddu. Furia için çok önemli rounddu.
That's incredible that he clutches that round. Furia has both pistols in this game, Dan. And they are a live dog right now in this matchup. They look like they could take this.
Yeah, it is sometimes hard to beat the Brazilian confidence, the Brazilian fire, the passion.
Yes, we both knew it's coming. Eventually, this scene is going to be incredible and just demolish everyone.
Yep,
it's coming.
Absolutely,
one of these tournaments.
And hey, I mean that sharp shooting with the Sheriff from Marzin may have been the reason for the tag pause here.
Yes, I would probably break a monitor.
Absolutely. I mean, this is crazy. I mean, as we were discussing previously, we have more of a moment to go into some of these details here. We do have changes for Sentinels. You know, there are the rumors that Shaz will be on Sova, predominantly, in fact.
Icos.
Where he might be playing Sky, and so that's one big change. And we haven't seen much data on this team, so it's hard to know where they're at, even though they're such a top dog.
Yeah, it's one of those things.
Arkadaşlar, technical pause'lar her LAN turnuvada olur. Bunda yani eleştirilecek bir şey yok. Seyircinin olmaması da pandemiden dolayı.
Ever since Ten's joined, he's recognized the fact that he's the in-game leader. He has this star player, this special player on his team that should be on the star duelist role. Shaz, selflessly gave that up, and he's now taking on the Sova role. He's way behind as far as practice goes compared to the other Sovas, but I think he does a great job of finding new arrows.
kadar da değil ya ama her round tek pas oluyor. Tamam bakalım her round oluyor mu? Takip edeceğim.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm looking forward to seeing how it starts to flow as they get deeper into the tournament, because I think that's at least the assumption I think most of us have. There's going to be a lot of games that we should probably be seeing from Sentinels, but getting back into the game a little bit and talking somewhat about Furia.
Sure.
They've got the Sage, and we've seen that the Sage catwall and defense come in vogue, and so that's going to be
ne kadar veriyorsun hocam? Ne yapacaksın hocam?
Quite interesting and dynamic that I'm looking forward to here for this matchup. Is there any points around that you think is particularly interesting for you?
Yeah, I'm literally smiling because I was thinking about the Sage right now. I was thinking about all the innovative things that they did on the attack side, right?
Sirius Protegum, Nisa, kolye sende kalacak biliyorsun. Seni hala seviyorum ve bekliyorum. Haberin olsun, kendine iyi bak. Abim yayınlar sana. Teşekkürler kardeşim. Ben çıkayım arada.
So many of these little quirky walls that gifted frags.
Seni de hatırladı, Allah razı olsun.
The one in B main. How are we going to see that happen on defense right now? Because now, he can control the flow of a round. So I guarantee
Ayan moruk, biraz araştırma, biraz internet araştırması. Her şeyin çözümü güzel kardeşim. Her şeyin çözümü. Yani buraya yazana kadar Google'a yazsam bulmuştum bile abi.
Around market, so I don't think we're going to see that kind of drone take it. They're all grouped up though, looking to go together, I would imagine. But Furia, as you noted, a lot of mid presence. Not the team spotting anything just yet. Both teams wanting to see what the other team is going to do in terms of first action.
Yeah, this is a terrifying setup actually. I would be willing to bet this is a bit of a counter. Maybe Furia has a read that Sentinels likes to clear out mid on these rounds and then go into a site hit, right? Trying to pull a rotation into mid. They like to break this alarm bot, and that's why they put the alarm bot in the middle. It's a bait. They're trying to actually force Sentinels into this bait setup.
And the last thing you want to do against Sentinels in a round like this, where you've picked up that pistol, is give them the opportunity to pop off with the Marshal or the Sheriff, give them that long-range damage. That's how they get into this round. So you can see that's being completely denied. A mid-round or even late round drone comes through. That gives a lot of information to Furia to help them understand how to position. But with that said, rotation is looking like it's coming here for Sentinels through to Cat.
A'da tek ha.
What a read too, because if you look at this, the Astro Raptors, this site is definitely going to be lost. The plant will certainly go down. And there's going to be a 5-on-5 retake, Dan.
And I mean, there should be a lot of close-range engagements for those SMGs to really pay off, but Mars actually ahead of the Nebula here, looking to find some
girdiler.
Knows where the spike's being planted, can call out the gen plant. There's a whiff.
Bekledi onu da. Şimdi kaybetti bu ele Furia. Kendi elleriyle verdi.
See the pressure coming through now as they set up the retake.
O siktir. O ne?
4 kills in quick succession from Furia, and there's no response because there's a big fat wall in the way. Zom's though finding his time. They don't know where he is, but
oğlum çok iyi play'di lan. Göt gibi kaldı main'deki iki kişi. Main'dekiler yardım edemedi site'a. Çok iyiydi.
Has been pivotal to the success, and that's something you rarely say when you watch these pro games of Valorant.
Bu arada
Sage just seems to be a support player. They do a little bit of here, a little bit of
hani abi
This
teknik
is
pahası olmadı.
like very impactful walls we're seeing out of QCK in this match.
And it gives them that prime gaming flawless, and that's so important. We also saw Furia capitalizing quite well off of the first pistol in the first half as well, and just playing out these anti-ecos really effectively. That's always a very good sign as we go into this next round.
And look at the difference here. So Mazin as an Astra, unlike Senti, is aggressively peeking into A main, right? He has this info. He's forcing people to take this line from him with abilities. So that's a piece of utility Sentinels will need to expend to push him off that angle, to force more to rotate into this A site, because otherwise we're still dealing with the triangle setup on mid.
Yine ilk roundun aynısına benzer.
Into mid to spot.
Bu sefer Astra biraz daha agro oynuyor A'yı. Oy, suratında patladı lan. Öldü ki. Aaa! Sen reload'daydı ha. A'ya döndürüyorlar ve okudu. Furia okudu.
Broken up that mid setup, and they've wasted all the utility on those players. But now they're going right into the stack, Dan.
But Marsden able to take down TenZ. You knew that he had a weak opponent, but it doesn't seem to matter too much. Sentinel's doing a great job in dealing the damage. They're going to have a spy plant.
3-2. Yo 3-2.
Two players left alive. Spectres though for Khalil and ZR in the retake. And I believe the door is down, so they only have to look at rafters right now. Sentinels have all the information. Some quick information there, hearing who shot the dart as it came through. As they edge their way forward, but lacking health, lacking utility. Need that first kill, and it's not going to be given. His 6th first kill instead, and the second.
Ona yapacak bir şey yok ya, ellerinde Spectre'ları vardı.
Beautiful round, really. Such a great mid-round to late-round play.
Fena değil. 2 kill aldılar. Armorlarına zarar verdiler. Şimdi çekiyorlar. AWP de almış Zent. Hadi bakalım Zent. AWP'ni görelim. Astra, Ascent, Defans, Jet'in AWP'si önemli bir rol.
And Furia read that perfectly. They stacked A
Bu
ahead
arada
of time.
gene technical pass olmadı, ilginç.
On the operator for the first time here on the defensive side, looking to gain control around mid.
Zom's gonna peek.
Timing.
Zoms.
Gotta be careful. That's gonna take. Oh, actually, Wtcn gets tagged by the drone as well.
Evet, direkt geri çıkardılar bu arada. Oo, midden çok hızlı. Çok hızlı, çok hızlı. Ay, vuramıyordu var ya. Eyvah eyvah, amına koydular adamın.
Still with the operator. Rotations coming in, and they're trying to slow this one down. Fury are trying to slow it down, and
oğlum Zend'i bitirdiler lan.
Slow it down enough to allow the rotation to come in to help. Reaction though.
Either that or it's created a prison for these B players, Dan, because now they're trapped behind their own cosmic.
A oyuncular rotate'i komple öldürdüler. A'ya gidiyor tabi. Bunlar da burada kaldı.
So there goes the spike all the way to the A site. So you like the idea? Well, the idea is cool, the reactive cosmic divide to buy time, but after those 2 kills in spawn from Sentinels, it just fell apart. But can they keep the operator?
Kameralara delay koysalar ya keşke.
Walk straight into it. They were never letting him out of that cage.
Dear God, Dan, the amount of utility that hit Wtcn that round was incredible. It was insane.
Ulan Mert 10 lira. Ulan Mert hani link 50x long battık lan şerefsiz. Seyit abi sen yayınla devam edin biz. Tamam kardeşim.
I mean, what a round. The initiators just tore this man up.
Ne oluyor be seslere?
From Sentinels, they just, you can see that they were caught completely off guard. Khalil just holding util by the boathouse there. So yeah, really problematic. But 8-8, we're all tied up, and it will be an eco for Furia. That round broke their economy. And we've got a fast B movement from Sentinels.
Gene hızlı oyun, gene hızlı oyun.
And speaking of catching people off guard,
Topur.
actually,
Iy, abi neler oluyor?
Khalil finds one as well. They can't capitalize.
Oh.
Tries to trade Khalil.
Through the cloud burst in.
How dare he?
Woo,
That is
2 on
crazy.
4 now in Furia's favor.
Son
Now they
kill
don't
neydi
have a
öyle?
lot of guns to work with,
Smoke'tan
but Khalil
vurdu.
has, he's farmed this lockdown.
Absolutely bodacious plays from Furia on the defense now. Sentinels have to recover that spike. They've got no other options.
I mean, I don't even know what you do if you're Sentinels right now. They have to get a frag. Maybe Shaz can pop a blind Hunter's Fury, or maybe he can get a little bit of info.
Aldılar bombayı.
50 seconds. I mean,
Ama gene B'ye girecekler bence. A'ya dönmezler.
Yeah, but the first mission here in this type of scenario, Dan, is get the spike with a lot
sıra
of
top
time
mid
on the
almış.
clock. And the reason
Aynen.
being is you have to allow that seed of doubt to form in the defense's mind. They have to think that you fell back. And that's just not happening because, as you mentioned, the Furious
well,
the actual top mid, but the frags are all going Sentinel's way.
Gerçekten bu kadar rahat bir şekilde aldılar mı killleri ya?
Officially they have advantage now. 2 versus 2, better weapons on the after plant. Here comes QCK. The cheeky shot's not working out for him or his teammates, but Marzen could perhaps change the story. Or maybe not, it's been spotted now, so this is very tough. However, Shazam is 1 bullet away, but is he ever peeking? He doesn't have to. He's playing a setup that his Zoms will take first contact and then Shazam can peek.
Fontana çıkmadan piklemez.
Tried and tested setup, and Zoms is going to absolutely destroy Marzen. What a recovery. Was that 2 versus 4? I think it was.
It was indeed a 2 on 4. Another
2 ve 4 aldılar.
Furia has an advantage of players, and they're not playing those situations correctly. They have very, very good early round setups, utility traps, but once Sentinel slows down these mid rounds, it gets them to make
Abi şu replaylerin sesleri bozuk replaylerin.
Sentinels has come up big in all of those scenarios so far.
9-8 yaptı Sentinels. Abi teknik pause gene olmadı abi. Alo.
We have the operator back in hand for Xand. He's looking for that mid jump peak. And he will get tagged unfortunately and unable to hold that position any longer.
Baba şu Zen'de yardımcı olacak bir adam lazım ama şu okları kırması gereken.
Furia win A main control once again. Trailblazer goes down, looking for info outside of B main into the B site. There's that cat wall as well.
Yeah, and Sentinels has taken B main. They're trying to force the Sova to rotate over to B to help out Killjoy. They've done that. They have done their goal, and now they will go back to A main and try to take this engagement. This is a very dangerous situation for Mazen because of all of this initiator utility.
And with that wall still up, it gives Furia an easy understanding that they don't have to look towards Cat just yet.
Bu ulti neydi?
Fury the flash as well to Mazen, but he's totally fine.
Lan nasıl öldü lan Sage?
Very nice.
Sage'i mi tagledi acaba?
To try to entry into the side here. And looks like they may be to push things back, but there's Xand.
Oh!
He doesn't get one. That's crazy. Very unfortunate there for Xand and Furia. Sentinels start to spill into the site, and there goes the spike planting as well. And they've got a great hold here. This is going to take a lot from Furia, but they are just losing absolutely everybody. Look at Shazam go.
Sentinels izin vermedi ya.
Shut it down, and that's a huge round to win. That's where you want to see Furia come back.
Kaliteli oyuna döndü yani
That's
Sentinels.
just one of those classic veteran rounds, right? You can feel it all throughout the round. The trip is set up over at A. They're trying to fight a little
Çok
bit.
temiz aldılar.
But they're really pushing back B main. They're fighting for the orb. They're trying to filter rotations into this B site. And once they feel like you don't
Zen de vuramıyor. Zen.
At B and they've almost
Bir de şimdi ekolar. 11'i de verecekler. 11'den de çevirmeleri çok zor.
Shazam
time out.
yaş ya.
The Seekers come out, find Mazen, and the site just falls so quickly.
Taktik timeout ama bu.
Yeah, it truly was. I mean, we're seeing a lot of great stuff from Furia, but certainly the experience of Sentinels is shining through at the moment. And I think for the sake
Daha
of
neden
context,
Sentinels'ın kazanmasını istemiyorsun? Ne oldukları için mi? Bence şampiyon Sentinels olacak. Yo ondan değil ya. Sentinels kazansın. Pek umurumda değil bu maçı kim kazansın. Bu kazansın, bu kazansın. Yani biri Brezilya, biri NA. Ama sadece underdog'u tutmak istedim biraz. Ama olmadı be.
So we'll have to see what happens when we get to Breeze. but from what we know and understand right now, there's a lot of pressure on this one for them.
Exactly. I hate to look ahead, but yeah, like you mentioned, they haven't played Breeze since.
Evet, bu aralar öyle ya Felix.
It's been a long time.
Sirius Protegum.
We still have a lot of rounds here.
İsa, kolye sende kalacak biliyorsun. Bana karşı olan hislerim bitmedi. Nedense eminim ama seni hep bekliyor olacağım. Kendine iyi bak. Seni çok seviyorum. Abim sana da yayınlar. Teşekkür ederim kardeşim. Nisa dön şu çocuğa artık be.
I totally agree with you. And so do quite well off of these pistols previously. See if they can do it again, although they can close that one. Oh, Sentinels. I was going to say they're playing that kind of very passive anti-eco setup in the early round, and there we go. We get a catch. Marzin goes down towards A main.
And this stand is just, this is what happens when you run a default, right?
Evet,
and what I mean by that is Zoms has done this every round. He's played super passive around A. I even pointed out earlier, he gave up A main control, right? Madsen's kind of wondering in the back of his head, can I just push through this? Is anyone here? I mean, you would hate to go through the whole match and have there be no one there when you look back at the VOD. So he tests it out here, gets burned, and now look at this 3-on-5 chat run.
Wow.
What?
He just doesn't give a damn.
Bu Shazam'ın ikinci piki biraz gereksizdi ama.
The man through the smoke, but it's going to be tough to get some damage from this one. Sentinels, you know, they saw the Brazilian confidence and they're meeting it with some of their own. Nice little frag at the end of it.
Evet,
If we're
11-8.
going to get a comeback from Furia,
Kader roundu Furia için.
they're ahead on the ultimate economy, and so if it's going to happen,
7 Woody 13. Enk olsun. Çok teşekkürler canım.
This is now Furia's best chance to get back into this ascent.
Yeah, and I think they really need Xan to come up big. He had a lot of key
Oğlum şu çok iyi
moments in that
Sage oynuyor
first half.
dediğim biri var mı?
Creating space, getting
Sami.
some first bloods on some of those rounds in the first half, but he has been absent in the second half. He's having some of the same struggles we saw Tens have. But I will give credit to Sentinels. Their initiators and the utility they have used across the map has helped that tremendously.
Turko'nun Sage'ini beğeniyorum ya.
Sage, their QCK in market. 3 players here, quick to a response on the defense for Furia. Oh, that's in a
Görmedi.
dodgy position. Oh, they'll shoot out the Trailblazer for him so he can get the pick on the Dapper. Beautiful early setup there from Furia. There goes that wall in mid. What does that tell Sentinels? They're starting to rotate very quickly to Catwalk.
Yeah, what it tells them is that Sage was mid. She wants to rotate as quick as possible to B to help the teammates out, so they know 3 people are B. They're trying to quickly come into this A site. There's the tree smoke going down. 2 by A main. Getting slowed down, Dan.
Yeah, the Hunter's Fury comes in too, trying to catch them going through toward tree, but 50 seconds, there's actually a lot of time for Sentinel still. They walk through. Oh, the angle from Khalil is great. And Marsden said to back it up is Tens on the other side of it though. And it's just Tens and Zoms. They're split. 1 A main, 1 Catwalk. And
Tens
time is
alacak
against
eli
them
bak
now.
izleyin.
40 seconds to go. A full rotation from the defense of Furia on this A site. They don't have to give anything here. They can force Sentinels to go deep, but Xan wants to take control of this
Tens
one.
show.
But there's still Tens. And he has a Blade Storm. Again, not much time here. Tens needs to get the action. And they're going to give it to him. And he's going to get caught by NCR. Beautiful finish there from Furia. We said they had to win the round. They do so only expending 1 of their ultimates. So they're still in good stead.
Lakios, söylemeyeceğim biliyorsun. Boş bir soru soruyorsun güzel kardeşim ya.
Operator remains in Xan's hands. That is the perfect round if you're looking for Fury to win this game. Sentinels has a lot of money to work with.
13-11 sen alır.
13-11.
Tabii 11-11 olacak, sonra 13-11 sen aldı.
So Furia has their work cut out for them right now. They're going to need to string together rounds, and Sentinels, they're spreading out in this base default, and Xan's going to get aggressive
Anlık geldi ya.
Can he find anything? Oh, we know that Dapper wants to do it. Waiting as long as he could, hoping that Dapper would peek behind that Trailblazer, but no. Dapper knows better, and there goes the drone, and Dapper's going to try to deal with that one. Everybody else evacuates, and we'll get a fast rotation from Sentinels towards A main. A main has been Marsden's territory, and they'll hear the pickup of the ultimate orb.
Zant geldi.
QCK has taken control, B main walled and is on the
ama bunları kaçırmaması lazım. Bunları kaçırırsan yenilirsin baba. Bunlar affedilmeyecek hatalar yani. Ulan line-up olmuşlardı var ya.
they're in so much trouble. Do they try to commit the weapons into this one? Will they have enough for another operator? I don't know. They need an argument to go forward. They need somebody to give them something for them to want to commit their entire weaponry into this site. But I don't think that's happening right now, Sean.
Oh no, with Dapper in this corner right now, are they gonna clear this? He peeks out. That's the info den. This might be the in that you were talking about.
Looking for the angle, but if there's a man that knows this angle, it's Dapper. Trying to tease him out here, but he's so patient. And just continuation spray. He expects a trade fragger to come forward. They are committing at least one extra, well, two extra guns. Wtcn will escape with that operator, but 12 rounds for Sentinels coming up.
Yeah, and I mean, not many teams in Valorant have come back against a leading Sentinels team, Dan. This is a graveyard of losers. Not many teams successful when Sentinels hits this 12th round. So Furia has their work cut out for them, but you mentioned it before, they have some ults to work with. The Rez is there, the Bladestorm is there, they have an operator, the lockdown's there, the Cosmic Divide. They have so many things to work with, right? So 3 rounds is not out of the question. This is not an impossible comeback for Furia right here. And they have the alarm bot deeper into mid now. That tells me Furia isn't going to play aggressive here this round.
And they swap Sage, QCK back to A main as well, so they move QCK around a lot. Looking for aggressive A main control. They could find Zombs here. Wtcn gets unleashed.
It's a blind ult onto the Killjoy connector, and she dodges everything. Zom's getting pushed A main. There's a trip protecting him, but he's out. This is a fast mid B split, Dan.
Yeah, absolutely. That wall on A main, that means nothing, and it's going to be all down to NZR trying to defend, trying to get ahead of this one. Tens is around the corner of that Bladestorm, but in comes Xan as well, and trying to capitalize, just use some element of surprise to his advantage, but
Enti be oğlum.
Jet diffed by Tens. Marzen and QCK remaining. There goes the res. Oh, Khalil will be not able to get up there. Shazam with the punish.
Of abi yakındı. Şimdi bak ne olacak biliyor musunuz? İkinci map Sentinels böyle 13-4 falan kazanacak. Maksimum 5-6 el verirler böyle. Çünkü bu maç karşının da nasıl oynadığını da